Hi there and welcome to another Midweek Memo. And this is Purley URC and we're here because today we are coming to the food bank and we're here to share a little bit about what's going on here and just see the work in process. So if you've ever wondered where the food bank is, here it is on the back right of the church. And if Sam follows me, I'll come and show you inside. So I think we've got some parcels about to go out here for delivery, which have been put together by volunteers today, and they're about to be delivered. If you come in here, this is incredible. Amazing organisation here. You can see all your donations stacked up here, and those from lots of other churches. We've got Steve here. I'm just going to catch you very briefly, Steve. So this is where you store everything.
Volunteers Fiona. And what Fiona and the others are packing the food bags for delivery to the clients today. And we've got 25 clients all over the south of the borough, and they're working flat out to fill these parcels ready for the drivers to take round to the clients now.
Brilliant. And so we've got two Fionas here behind us.
Another Fiona.
And Steve, you're a volunteer here as well. You depend entirely on volunteers?
Totally down to volunteers, and that's the beauty of it. It started off with volunteers from the 12 Purley and Kenley churches, but over the past 10 years spread now to other churches, but also into the community. And we have lots and lots of folk with no church affiliation at all, which is great because we're able to talk and chat and have a good time good time together, as well as do the serious work of doing the food parcels.
Fantastic. So first of all, why do we actually need a food hub here in Purley?
A lot of people think Purley is a prosperous area, which it is in pockets, but there are still an awful lot of folk who are going through tough times, particularly now. All sorts of reasons. They just don't have enough money to buy the food for their family. Maybe they've lost their job, they've become redundant, they are waiting for benefits to come through from the job centre, and it's a really tough time for so many people. Everyone expects to be able to feed their family, it's a given. But unfortunately, sometimes a food hub has to step in for people who just can't manage it themselves. We hope for a short period. We provide food parcels, say, for 4 weeks. Emergency food parcels. After that, we hope that folk may be able to go onto one of the food stops. There's one in Old Lodge Lane Baptist Church, one in St Francis in Selsdon, where they can get ongoing support there. But we meet the gap in the meantime.
The immediate need. So Steve, I'm sure you've got lots of stories. Just share us one or two that give us a bit of a picture of how people benefit from the food hub.
I remember one lady who was so grateful for her food delivery. She wrote to us and said, now I've got something to put on the table for my strapping young sons. I just burst into tears when I saw how much food there was. We are so grateful. And what I'd love to do, she said, was that when things improve for me, I'd love to give something back in return. And I think that really sums up for most people. They don't want to come to have food from a food bank, but if it helps them through the crisis, then great. But then they want to help in the future themselves.
Love it. Now, Steve, this place goes on the generosity of volunteers and a lot of positive energy and enthusiasm from people like you. Just tell us, obviously we want to be continuing to donate. How can we pray for you and how else can we support you?
Can't say enough that we are so grateful to Emmanuel, to all the folk there. Thank you for your food, for your money donations, but particularly for your prayer. And at the moment, we really do pray for folk who are in these difficult situations, who just don't know where their next lot of money is coming from, where they're going to be able to put food on the table. So please pray that that they can just feel more positive, and that they will eventually come to know Jesus through the food hub. We often put a little tract in the food bags, and we just pray that people can know that in a hopeless situation, Jesus and God can just meet and provide hope. We do need more client support volunteers who can actually get close to clients and signpost them to extra help. But of course, what we also hope and pray for is that we don't need to be a food bank in existence. In an ideal world, there wouldn't be food banks. Everybody would have enough money for the basic essentials in life. So that's what we pray. Even though we've been here for 10 years, we had our celebration, it wasn't a celebration, but we marked 10 years in the summer. But if we could just say that, God, please, we don't want to be here. Let's do away with food banks as soon as possible, please.
Okay, I'm going to give a counter prayer to that, though, Steve, because one of the things you just told me a little bit earlier is that as a result of the pandemic, actually, you're now on deliveries only. But previous to that, actually, people would come to the food bank to receive the food. And that just reminded me of the human, the personal, the love dynamic of what you guys are able to do. And I'm sure that goes just as far as also the food itself. And so I'm sure there's also that prayer that actually you'd be able to continue to have that personal and warmth from the gospel that we experience, that we can share with others.
Thank you, John. Yeah.
Thank you, Steve, so much for your time. It's a pleasure to meet you, a privilege to see you at work, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you.